All right, so let's jump right in. Today, we're looking at a really fascinating moment in the search for Sita. And it's not a battle or some long journey. It's a pause, a complete stop, a time when the entire quest just hangs in the balance, all because of the weather, and, as we'll see, a very fragile promise. So it all starts with this. You have to imagine dark clouds just swallowing the sky, thunder rolling through the mountains. See, the monsoon here isn't just a bit of rain. It's a force of nature, practically a character in its own right. It is so powerful, so unstoppable, that it brings the entire world to a grinding halt. All the plans, all the urgency, everything has to wait for the rain. And when I say standstill, I mean everything stops. The rains, they create this natural, totally impassable barrier. Rivers are swelling up, paths are just turning into mud. You can't go anywhere. For Rama and his allies, this means the desperate search for Sita is put on hold. Indefinitely. It's an emotionally crushing weight, where the world outside is literally drowning. Kind of a perfect mirror for that drowning feeling of helplessness inside. Now, this massive, world-stopping event, it has a deeply personal cost. While everyone is waiting for the rain to stop, our focus zooms in on Rama, and he's trapped. Not just in some hillside cave, but in an ocean of his own grief. This isn't just a strategic delay for him. No, this is pure emotional torment, where every single second that ticks by is just amplified by his loss, by his longing for Sita. And of course, his loyal brother, Lakshmana, he sees it all. He's the one who says what we're all thinking. This line really gives voice to Rama's incredible suffering. Time itself just gets twisted and warped by grief. I mean, can you imagine? For someone desperately waiting to rescue the person they love, being forced to do nothing, it's a special kind of torture, where you feel every single tick of the clock. And Rama's reply? Wow, it is just heartbreaking. Because he draws this direct line from the storm outside to the storm inside him. That relentless rain, it isn't just background noise. For him, every single drop he sees and hears is a constant, painful reminder of his failure to protect Sita and of the tears he imagines she must be crying. The whole world has become an echo of his own sadness. And you can just feel how soul-crushing this weight becomes. It starts with a little rain, right? But then it just becomes this endless downpour. Days start to blur into weeks. There's no end in sight. It's just this period of absolute stillness, where the only thing changing is the slow, agonizing crawl of time itself. And it's in that solitude, in that quiet, that we get this incredibly intimate moment. He whispers her name into a storm that can't possibly answer back. This one question just captures the absolute depth of his desperation, his helplessness. Here's this mighty prince, this powerful warrior, and against the rain in the distance, he is completely powerless. Okay, so while Rama is suffering through this, a completely different story is playing out somewhere else. And this contrast, this is what sets up the central conflict of this whole period. On one side, you have a simple shelter, filled with grief and longing. And on the other, a royal palace filled with parties and celebration. The two worlds couldn't be more different. So let's shift gears and go to Kishkindha, to the court of King Sugriva. Now remember, Sugriva literally owes his kingdom to Rama. He made a solemn promise that he would help find Sita as soon as the rain stopped. But instead of preparing his armies, he's basically built a kingdom of pure indulgence. The theme of a broken promise is now front and center. And what does that indulgence look like? Well, it's pretty much what you'd expect. He's lost in wine, in music, in all the comforts of being king. And in the process, Sugriva has completely forgotten his duty. That important promise he made to a grieving Rama has been totally drowned out by the party. It's not just that he's putting it off. No, it's like the promise never even existed. And, people are starting to notice Sugriva's behavior. His failure to act sends these ripples through the entire alliance. It creates this deep tension, and it starts testing the loyalty of everyone around him. This isn't just about one guy messing up. The entire mission could fall apart right here, right now, before it even really gets going. So this inaction, it sparks two very different but equally powerful reactions. On one hand, you have Lakshmana, and he is just furious. He is livid about this betrayal, and he wants to do something about it now. And then you have Hanuman. He isn't angry, he's ashamed. He's embarrassed by his king's behavior, and he's moved to action not by anger, but by his compassion for Rama's suffering. Two very different responses, both coming from a place of deep loyalty. So, amidst all this swirling anger and shame, what does Rama do? He is the absolute picture of calm. Even though he has every right in the world to be furious, he stays patient, he stays reasonable, he still has faith that the promise, even though it's been forgotten, can be brought back. It's an incredible display of character. He refuses to let someone else's failure compromise his own integrity. And then, finally, a change. The wait starts to come to an end. This is a huge shift in the story. The mood just lifts. We're moving out of all that darkness and frustration, and you can just feel this new sense of purpose, of hope, finally appearing on the horizon. The world is about to start moving again. And you can see this change perfectly mirrored in the world itself. Just like Rama's inner turmoil was reflected by the storm, the mission's renewal is signaled by nature's renewal. The world is literally washed clean. And this imagery, sparkling mountains, glowing rivers, it's not just pretty, it symbolizes a fresh start, the return of clarity, and most importantly, hope. And with those clear skies, Rama speaks. And what he says, it's just a few simple words, but man, they carry so much weight. The time has come. That's it. That's the declaration. The long, agonizing period of waiting is officially over. The time for promises, for action, and for the great search to finally begin is now. So this is where we're going to leave it for now. The physical barrier of the monsoon is gone, sure, but the emotional damage from this delay, that's still there. This whole wait has exposed some really deep cracks in the alliance. Sugriva got lost in his own celebration, and Lakshmana is still simmering with anger. So the real question, the one we're left with, is a big one. Is this fragile alliance truly ready for the immense challenges that are about to come their way?